Hello friends, my name is RagePanda1 and I'm here today with a little bit of a review about Vampire Survivors, which is a game that I've been absolutely loving lately. It's available on Gamepass for Xbox and PC, and of course, it's also available for free on mobile devices. So to give you some idea of how the game actually works, let's start off pretty simple. You can see I got a whole mess full of dudes unlocked, and there's a lot of really cool ones, like this three-headed dragon, but these are all things that you're going to be unlocking through your adventures of playing the game. You're going to start out with only Antonio available. Now when you start out in this game, it's pretty simple looking, right? I've heard a lot of complaints about the graphics. For me, that's never really been a major concern. I'm not too worried about it. In fact, I like these graphics. It reminds me of games that I grew up playing, and I always really liked them. So now all we're doing here is we're walking around, our auto attacks are happening by themselves, and in the top left corner you can see I have a whip equipped. That's something that my guy came with when I selected him. And every time we level up, we get to pick a new upgrade. We can get more weapons, up to 6. We can get more items that give us passive bonuses, again, up to 6. Although there are a couple of ways around that, which you might discover on your own. For now, we'll just pick this cross. And now, we have 2 weapons that are automatically going. And the whole strategy of the game is building your character. Now, a lot of my fans are from the Bloodline community, which is an auto-battler game on the phone. This also happens to be a phone game, and it also happens to do quite a bit of the battle automatically for you, because you're just walking around, and that seems super simple. I know, it does. It seems simple, but you get a lot of extra crazy stuff that makes it not so simple after all. One of those things is the Arcanas. Now every one of these different cards is an unlock that you get to get just from playing the game and doing challenges, and they all completely change how the game works in some minor way. For this particular run, I'm going to be using a lightning ring, so I want something that's going to power that up. And I'm going to make it so that they also cause explosions, because I think that's pretty cool. Now every time my lightning goes off, it's blowing somebody up, and that's just the start, baby. I'm about to show you some of the crazy endgame stuff. We've also got power-ups like this little watch on the ground, and if I pick that up, it freezes all the enemies. I didn't really need it right there, but you know, you get the idea. You can also find little chickens or turkeys, and those are going to heal you. I'm sure you could expect that if you've played video games before. One of the challenges of the game is to actually pick up all of the XP on the ground because, you know, your range can be a little limited unless you use certain items. But one thing that we can pick up is this shiny orb at the top, and that's going to pick up everything that we can see. So I'm farming up some dudes here so I can get plenty of XP on the ground, and then I pick it up, and it all comes in. Give me the levels, they're mine. Now once I get an item to the right level and I get its right counterparts that we need to mix and match together, I can pick up a chest and potentially get an upgrade to that item, which evolves it into a crazy version of itself. Let's see if we could... Now we don't even have any items evolved, but we are absolutely wiping the field with all of these enemies, and we're just getting started, baby. Now when you've met the right conditions and you have the right items at the right levels, when you pick up a treasure chest, you stand a chance to get an evolved item. And those evolved items are going to take you to a whole other level of power, and I highly recommend trying to get them. We just got one ourselves, and it's about to get cray-cray up in here. We got ourselves an upgrade, and this is one of my favorites in the whole game. Now instead of a couple of little blue books occasionally spinning around me, we've got a bunch of red books that are about to show up, and it's about to be serious. We only got one more weapon that we need to level up, and you guys are about to see some madness on the screen. It just gets absolutely bonkers. Stuff everywhere, enemies dying, but we still got one more level of craziness to add on top. Well, if it wasn't getting crazy enough, now we get another Arcana, which means we get to make the game even crazier still. And I'm going to take Gemini, which is one of my favorites. You should look out for that one. And now we're at full build. We got full Arcanas. We got full everything that you could have. And you can see the game ain't so simple anymore. Now, I could, because I'm so powerful, sit here and just not even have to move. The problem with that is when elites show up, if you're not moving, they can get on your butt and they can get you dead real fast like. So while you can do builds where you end up just standing still, if that's the thing that you're into, it's usually not the best idea. Usually not. Now I know there's a lot of numbers and there's a lot of enemies on the screen, but guess what? There are ways we can even increase that. We can curse our run and make it so that there's more enemies, stronger enemies, faster enemies, And there's so much that you can do to go crazy. And in fact, you can even do what's called a limit break, which is where you can continue to level up your weapons afterwards and go into an endless mode and just see how long you can survive. Generally speaking, a round will last until the 30-minute mark. Sometimes it's only 15. Like I said, you could put it on endless mode and just keep going and going if that's what you're into. As you get closer to that mark, the enemies get more and more dangerous, more and more scary, and best of luck to you if you ain't fully prepared with your weapons and setup, because it ain't actually that easy to survive to 30 minutes. Now, there is something pretty amazing that happens at 30 minutes, but I'm not going to spoil it for you here on this channel. If you really love spoilers that much, I'm sure there's plenty of other people on the internet that'll do that for you, but I want you to work for it. There's plenty of ways to play this game for free, and I really suggest that you do, because it's a lot of fun. So instead of showing you that end game spoiler, why don't I instead show you what is keeping me coming back to the game? Now, if you're just playing to win and you beat the round, there's a few different rounds and a small story type of thing that happens, and if that's all you want from the game, then that's all you need to get. You're still going to get a couple hours worth of good fun from it. One of the things I've been doing is collecting all the characters. There's a lot of challenges associated with that, and for me, they've been very fun to do, and so that's mostly what I've been doing so far. Instead of just trying to win the game, I've been going through trying to do the actual challenge runs. Just to give you an idea of the variety of these characters, our first guy started with the whip, and he gains 10% more damage every 10 levels. We also have people that might start with a revival. If you die, you get to come back to life, and then you get another one later on. He starts with the cross. Some of these later ones have really cool stuff that I don't really want to show you because it could be a little bit of spoilers for you. But just know that there's a lot of variety here. You could get extra area for your attacks, extra might so you do more damage, all sorts of good stuff. Plenty of different ways to play the game, and it really gives you a lot of options that I like. For the unlocks, there's 143 of them. Now, I usually hide my completed ones, but just to give you an idea, these are all various unlocks that you can get just by doing challenges in the game. A lot of them have to do with surviving for a long time. A lot of them have to do with beating certain levels, doing certain things in levels. Man, there's all sorts of stuff that you got to do. And along with that, this is a little bit of spoilers, but not too bad, there are also secrets in the game. Now, a lot of these are kind of like riddles, and they give you a challenge that you need to go do, but in riddle form. And when you do it, you unlock certain stuff. For 2 of these here, I have unlocked new characters, and it has brought me many hours of entertainment. And I'll tell you, the best part about this game is it's sort of like riding a motorcycle for me, where you're so focused on survival and just not making a mistake and doing the right thing that it takes your brain off of everything else, man. It's just so relaxing. I don't know why, but it's very relaxing for me. And I was gifted a game called Soulstone Survivors, which is very similar to this game, with a couple of tweaks here and there. It's a little more active combat than this one is, in that you're directing, you're targeting, and you have a dodge roll. And you better believe there's going to be a video on the channel coming up about that. I know a lot of people are saying that this game doesn't have good graphics. I see why you're saying that. I don't agree with it, but I see why you're saying it. Please, don't judge the game based on its graphics. You are losing out on fun if you do that. I don't want you to lose out on fun. I want you to have fun. So if you'd like to see more reviews of these Game Pass games that you can play for a very inexpensive subscription, well, I think I'm going to be doing some review videos on a lot more of those games coming up. For now, I want to thank you for watching the video. I have been Rage Panda 1, and I will see you in the next one.